Hi, my name is Dr. David Perrine, and today I wanted to answer the question, is acupuncture painful? That's one of the more common questions that I have, and so I wanted to talk a little bit about the needles and how they're different from what most people think of as a needle. We think of sewing needles, and many times we've been stuck by those, or a thumbtack, very painful. You may have had a shot. That can be painful. Part of the reason is it's a different kind of needle. The acupuncture needle is actually a piece of solid steel rounded at the bottom. A hypodermic needle is hollowed and it's cut on an angle to literally pierce into the skin. So it's a totally different technique as far as how the needle works. What I did was I put an acupuncture needle next to something that you might be familiar with, and that is a paper clip. And I wanted to show you, hopefully this shows up on the video, a little bit of the difference between the size and the thin part on the acupuncture needle, which is on this side right here, obviously the paper clip on the other side. The thin part, that's the needle. That thicker part is actually the handle, so we have something that we can hold on to. So they're about as thin as a hair. 5 of them will fit in the opening of a hypodermic needle. So that's a pretty small diameter. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you literally how pain-free it is. And so I'm going to do it on myself here. People have asked me, can you do acupuncture on yourself? I've done my knees, I've done elbows, wrists. There's certain areas that I can't do on myself, like my neck or my low back, but I can certainly do some of these other points. So what I do, a little bit of alcohol, and we clean that area. And then what I do is I put the needle in this little tube, and that's sort of like a guide tube. So I put the needle right in that tube, and they're one-time use, so we use them and then they get thrown out. So there's no worry about contamination or anything like that. And then what I do is I just give it a little tap and, oh my gosh, no, I'm just kidding. That did not hurt at all. And I put that in maybe about half an inch there, and I literally did not feel a thing. And what we'll do is we'll leave that needle in for about 15 minutes. It's stimulating the nervous system, and I'm going to have a video that talks a little bit about how it works. It's really, really interesting. It's more than just about pain control or endorphins. It's really working on rewiring the brain. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And another thing that I'm going to talk about is, even though for me, relatively painless, and I can do this on myself, no problem, there are still a percentage of people out there that just freak out with the thought of a needle, and I totally understand that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video that's going to talk a little bit about maybe some of the other things that we can utilize. The most important thing to remember is acupuncture is not a technique, it's a principle. So it's really about stimulating areas of the nervous system. So we can do that through the needle, but we can also use things like laser and what's called a teishin, and we'll talk some about that. So hopefully this helps maybe take a little bit of the fear of the needle out. We'd love to help you out in any way possible. If you have any questions, give me a holler, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.